Hi, my loves, and welcome to your Cosmic Weather Report for the week ahead. They're doing work on my street, and I've been waiting all morning for a moment that the noise stops to do this for you, and it's not happening. And if I don't do this now, I'm not going to get it out to you on time. And so if you hear anything, we just have to pretend it's not happening, okay? That's a little agreement between us. This is real life. So if you hear anything, we just pretend it's not happening. Speaking of which, this week is a really beautiful week for preparing for something new and unexpected. It's a week of awakening and freedom. It feels at the moment like the energies just keep getting better and better and better, and really encouraging us, supporting us, moving us to where we need to go. So we get the most beautiful start to the week on Monday. We get Venus sextile Uranus. Now, this is an energy of beginning to allow or feel into or become aware of new emerging desires within you that may surprise you. And so this week, on Saturday this week, we get Imbolc, which is a cross-quarter festival, which is that kind of first moving into spring. And it's the time of emergence. So it's the time that we're no longer in deep hibernation, but we're not sleeping anymore. And so it's almost like right now, we're in that liminal space. This is the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So you know that moment where you wake up in the morning and you're not awake, but you're not still asleep. And you're in that like dreamy space where anything feels possible and your mind can wander. And that's where we are right now. And so as Venus meets Uranus on Monday, this is going to start to awaken something new that you perhaps want to move into this year. So you might have done certain things last year or done things a certain way last year, and even come into this year thinking, okay, this is what I want this year. But if you really tune in and feel in, this is when all of the little seeds beneath the surface, all of the little soul seeds are going to start to stir. And you may find there are new desires, new dreams, new things you want to explore that are going to start to awaken within you. Now, as I say, may surprise you and make you go like, oh, I didn't know that I wanted that. But I want you to be really open this week to new possibilities, to being playful, to finding excitement in your life, breaking up old routines. If you always go the same way to work, I want you to just try and find a different route to go to. If you always do the same things on certain days, mix it up a little bit. This energy at the start of this week is going to really invite us to play a little bit more this week, throw off some of the shackles, have a little bit more fun. So as we enter this week, I really want you to feel into for me, how can I make this week a little bit more playful and exciting? How can I invite more of my inner child out to play? And as I do that, as I allow myself to be more free, less restrained, less restricted, what then wants to surface within me? I'm beginning to allow then those new seeds of desires to come through, to direct us, to show us where it is that we really do want to go with this year. And so remember that we can change our minds at any time we want. Just because we thought we were going a certain way, as we start to approach spring now, it may be that something entirely different wants to grow for you. So be really open at the start of the week to what wants to grow. How would it feel to be all of you? If you were free to be all of you and free to live the way that you wanted to, what would that look like? And no matter what, just try to break up some of the routine and bring some play and excitement into your life. Now, this is going to be supported then on Tuesday as Mercury moves into Aquarius. Now, with Mercury in Aquarius, we begin to expand our minds into new ideas, into new ways of seeing the world. We begin to think outside the box. We begin to be able to vision a new and different future to perhaps the future that old us or everyone else in our lives thought that we were going to move into. So it's just a time now where our minds are suddenly going to be free. We come into free thinking outside of the box. Well, why does it need to be that way? Well, why do I need to keep doing things that way? Well, do I really need to keep thinking these thoughts? Is this really the way that it is? Is this really the way that the world needs to be? So we start to really be able to see things differently, open and expand our minds beyond where we'd been in kind of that blinkered space that we normally get into with our thoughts. So this is a really beautiful day now to just begin to, again, set your mind free. So you started to set yourself free on Monday to play a little bit more, to be excited, to open up to new desires and possibilities. Now your mind gets on board. Now your mind starts to go, okay, well, what new ideas, what new possibilities are out there? How can we see this problem in a different way? How can we see the future in a different way? How can we see a different way of doing this and believing this and thinking this? And we get this real excitement in our mind to do things differently and break ourselves out of all of those boxes and molds that we tend to put ourselves in. Now, Wednesday then, the middle of the week, we just get the most magical, beautiful day. We get the Aquarius new moon. Now, this new moon is going to be so potent, so powerful, so important, so utterly transformational, because this is the first Aquarius new moon that we've had since Pluto fully moved into Aquarius. It's the first time that the sun and Pluto and the moon are all meeting since Pluto's moved into Aquarius, and Pluto is conjunct this moon, so working with this moon. So this now is the beginning of our Pluto and Aquarius journey. This is the beginning of our new world. This is where now we really create the future that we want. And so on this day, on this moon, I want you to really follow the call of your soul, to really allow yourself to be pulled forward by that kind of silent call that pulls you and pulls you. On this moon, the way I've described it when I did the moon musings for Lunar Living was, the future is calling. Are you listening? So on this day, the future is going to call. Future you is going to call and say, are you now ready to step into, grow into, move into all of who you can be in the life that you desire? So there's going to be a very big energy this day of setting really big soul intentions and putting your cosmic order into the universe, saying, this is what I want for me and for my life, and this is the future that I want to create. So this is a beautiful seeding point now for our Pluto and Aquarius journey. This is where we begin to realize why our souls chose to be here at this time on Earth. So this is going to be we've got quite a few big moons this year with our eclipses, but this is arguably going to be one of the most important moons of the year to really ensure that you work with, to plant those seeds that Imbolc then will stir and bring to life for you come the spring equinox and going forwards through the year. So this is just such an important moon to work with. The energy just gets better then on Thursday. Thursday, we get the Sun trine Jupiter, first of all, and Uranus stations direct on this same day. So again, it's beautiful, magical energy. It's almost like the skies are saying to us right now, like, work with this. If we put this foundational work in here now, no matter what else the rest of the year brings, we're going to be able to face it from this place of being truly, deeply anchored into who we are and what we came here to do. So this is our foundation. This is where we work with this energy to really set the tone for what's coming. So first of all, as the Sun trines Jupiter, this is going to bring an energy that's just happy, expansive, hopeful, optimistic, a sense of being really supported and guided. So if you set yourself very clear soul intentions under that Aquarius new moon, you will start to feel then over the next few days as the moon begins to wax and we get Uranus going direct and the Sun meeting Jupiter, you're going to feel this energy now being guided and supported, as though opportunities suddenly come through, answers appear, the pathway becomes clear. It's just going to feel like anything is possible. So really make your new moon intentions big, because anything's going to feel possible in the days after it. Anything will feel possible. And you're going to feel truly held by your soul and the universe to be able to go after the life that you want and create the future that you visioned for yourself through the beginning of the week and over that Aquarius new moon. And then as Uranus stations direct, this is really big news because Uranus is one of the rulers of Aquarius. So Uranus is one of the rulers of the Aquarius new moon and is working very powerfully with this new moon. And when Uranus stations direct, Uranus really asks you to set yourself free of all that's been holding you back. And so the only tiny bit of a kind of warning I'll give you in this week is if you know there are places in your life where you are held back, stuck, small, not free to be you, Uranus can often come in with a very, very fast, sudden, quick, pull the rug out from underneath you energy to free you in those places in your life you're not free. So if you don't do it, Uranus does it for you. So this is when, if you're stuck in a stifling job that you've disliked for years and years and years, Uranus will come in and go, well, let me sort that out for you. Let me remove that for you. So we need to do it first, so Uranus doesn't have to do it for us. But just remember that Uranus, no planet, nothing will ever remove anything that is meant to be in your life. It will only remove anything that is not in alignment with your soul pathway, with your intentions, and with who you're here to be and what you're here to do. So nothing meant for you will ever get removed. But Uranus will come in if you've been too stuck anywhere and not then free to follow your soul's calling. Uranus comes in and mixes it up. So just be mindful. Pay some attention to where you are stuck, and you be the one that goes first and makes the change, and you'll find that whole energy easier. And then what Uranus will do, Uranus being that planet of liberation, freedom, awakening, Uranus then is going to propel us forwards into these new desires that are emerging, our Aquarius new moon intentions. Uranus is going to be like, let's go. This is like a let's go energy. And you're going to feel Uranus behind your back, like pushing you forwards with this momentum where you're just going to feel like everything's happening, like, wow, 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 wow. Things are just falling into place. But we need to be the ones that go first and take that step. Otherwise, Uranus is going to shove you and you're going to like stumble a little bit. And it's not going to feel quite as good having it done that way. Now, finally, then Saturday, we get Imbolc, which is that cross-quarter festival, as I mentioned before, that begins to take us from the depths of winter into now we get to feel a bit of spring in the air. And this is where all of the seeds begin to stir, not only beneath the surface in nature, but also in us. So we talked at the start of the week about those seeds of desire within you, the Aquarius new moon intentions you're going to set. This is where we begin to go inwards and feel what's stirring and wanting to awaken within me and be brought to life over the coming weeks and months. So really pay attention. It's a beautiful liminal space where we can dream and desire, and we begin the inner emergence back out into the world from our hibernation. So we're not quite ready yet to fully move back out there into the world, but we begin to inwardly prepare. How can I inwardly prepare now to begin to move into the world come spring? What do I need to prepare within me? So this is just a beautiful energy to work with. And on this same day, again, we get such a sweet energy. We get Venus conjunct Neptune. Now this, first of all, is an energy of daydreaming, creativity, visualization, seeing what's possible, feeling the dreams and desires within you, being very in touch with you and what it is that you want and need. It's a real like love energy, like self-love and allowing more of yourself to come through. And so I mentioned at the start of this that Imbolc itself is like that little moment where we've just woken up and we're not quite awake and we're in that dreamy space. So this is a beautiful weekend to dream, to just maybe just lay under a blanket for a few hours and just dream about what it is that you want, and allow yourself, well, you know, when you have one of those naps and you can kind of hear what's going on around you, but you're in that beautiful kind of nap space. That's the energy I want you to bring into this weekend. And equally, as Venus meets Neptune, this is a day for love. This is such a beautiful love energy. This is soulmate energy. And so if you're wanting to meet somebody, this is a beautiful day to call in your soulmate, to call in true, deep, committed, lasting love, to open yourself, to say, I am ready for this love in my life, and to really prepare yourself for your soulmate to come in. If you're in a relationship, this is a beautiful day to deepen existing relationships, to take them into kind of that soulmate energy. And with that Venus and Neptune energy as well, there's a lot of compassion and forgiveness and love. And so if there's been struggles in any relationships, this is just a beautiful day or weekend now to bring that love back, to remember why you're together and what it is you love about each other, and to just really bring some love and romance into our lives and our relationships. So yet another sweet, beautiful, dreamy week that I need you to work with. Please do. Thank you so much as always. I'm sending you all of my love and I'll be back next week.